From 1957 to 1980, this mountain summit served as Almaden Air Force Station, home of the 682nd Radar Squadron. The concrete tower is the only structure left from those days. It functioned as the base of a radar dish or sail. Look at your device to see what it looked like. Almaden was one of a network of radar stations across the country that scanned the skies for incoming enemy planes carrying nuclear weapons. This was the Cold War era, a tense arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union.
My name is Chuck Skinner, and I was the last commander of Almaden Air Force Station. The threat was always there that if the Soviets launched against us, we would launch, or vice versa. So we built these long-range radars that looked about 250 miles out to sea to detect and identify any of the aircraft that might be coming in. And then if we did not know who they were, we would scramble interceptor aircraft from bases in California and along the coast up all the way up through Oregon and into Maine on the East Coast.
The radar sail on top spun around every 12 seconds, 24 hours a day.
In fact, if you lived down in San Jose, you would get a beep if you were listening to your radio or you were listening to your TV every time the antenna would go around.
Civilians down in the valley got used to regular beeps interrupting their favorite TV shows. Some actually found them comforting, evidence that the Air Force was up there watching over things and keeping them safe. Luckily, no enemy attacks ever had to be intercepted here. Almaden Air Force Station closed in 1980 when satellite technology made the radar station obsolete. Today, the tower is designated by Santa Clara County as having historic significance. At its height, 125 airmen and their families lived at the top of Mount Umunhum when it was the home of Almaden Air Force Station.
I remember some mornings we'd wake up and you couldn't see anything because there was clouds below you, and it was like you were the only people that were in the world.
Jack Smith moved here with his family when he was 14 years old. His father was a medic at the base. Check out the slideshow on your device to see what life on the base looked like.
I've described it before as small town USA on top of a mountain. It really was a little paradise. I mean, we had a 2-lane bowling alley. We had the half-court gymnasium where they'd set up chairs on Friday and Saturday nights to show first-run movies for a quarter. We had a swimming pool that we lived at in the summertime. I was very lucky. I had a mini bike, small motorized cycle up here, and had miles and miles of fire roads to ride on. Of course, we built forts all over the place. There was never a lack of something to do.
One thing the mountaintop didn't offer was a school. Early every morning, all the kids boarded a school bus and rode down the long, winding road to school in San Jose.
Once in a while, we'd get snowed in, and you'd take your note to school, and they wouldn't believe you until you took the person from the attendance office outside and said, "That's where I live," because you could see it from everywhere. When we came home on the weekends, we did not want to leave. We had everything we needed right here. Almost to a person, there's a real love for this mountaintop. And I don't have that feeling about any of the other bases we lived on. I tried to talk my dad into re-enlisting because I did not want to leave the top of the mountain. It was just that special. I lived here, almost 40 years ago? And there's not a week that goes by that I don't think about it in one form or another.